So tonight, taking a walk throughout the garden, you see all the lights from the sun and the results of the lights from the sun. That one's burned out. I'll have to check it. But we have the lights that we use from our sunshine during the day. But we also have the lights that God provides for us, the Father. And we have protectors around. We don't have to run in fear. You see, what's been shown is when we work together as a team and help each other, because we each have our own gift. And sometimes we forget that the Father has us. We don't have to fear. He's promised us by giving us everything around us that we need. Well, if you think about it, man trying to create fear, saying you're not good enough, or, you're doomed. People that talk like that are going to eat their own words. That's why we have to be careful with our words. And being the light in the world when everybody's speaking negatively, it's not of the Father. There were two that were chosen. Most people, I don't even hear this preached today. And I don't know if I've ever heard it. But when Judas was replaced, there was two that went through trials and I guess tribulations. We're not quite sure what all that entails. But there were two that were looked for to replace him. Those two were Justice with a U.S., just us. Well, we see who just us is, and to heck with everybody else. And the Father didn't choose Justice. He chose Matthias. And that name means a gift of God. So the 12th being Matthias, and it's a gift, it means you can't earn it. None of us are good enough. We can never be good enough. The touchstone is to test the metal to see what it's made of, and it reveals things that are within inside of you that you need to deal with. The Father is giving you time to figure that out. It's a gift. And we're not supposed to look for judgment and bad things to come on people, because I'm going to tell you, if you do that, it's going to come back on your own head. We're going to lay in the bed that we make. But right now, we need to be the light in darkness and be the gift of God. Those who are running afraid, you have already been forgiven. You just have to lay it down and walk away from it. You see, the lies are that we need them. But the truth is, they need us. We know how to do things. We are the ones who make things work and make things happen. How do I know that? Well, do they do any of the work? God's given us what we need. And the gift of God is here. Rending your heart and not your garment. So many have a hardened heart and they're rendering a garment because of frustration and wanting judgment. But none of us are innocent in this, and we're all found guilty. There's not one good. No matter how hard we strive, we still make mistakes. That's grace. You know, in the Word it says grace is tied about thy neck. Grace is knowing you are forgiven and you've laid it down. Anything that has burdened you or given you a hard time, you know, in your mind saying you're not good enough, you've done this, you've done that, you cast that down. You lay that down. How I started doing it was every time I thought of something, I'd take it and imagine laying it at Jesus' feet and walking away. Said it's not mine. And you know, I was literally doing it every second. And then the seconds became minutes. And the minutes became days. And the days became years. And yes, it still creeps up on me, even today. You know, we're so blinded by lies and deception that it's a marathon. It takes time to come out of that. And over time, you can renew your mind. This isn't a sprint. That's what the false prophets teach. This is a marathon. It's a process to be made free and be the light in the world that gets brighter the more you understand the Father's good and He's willing that none should perish.